Alrighty, I do believe we are live. Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to another episode of Fireplace Tavern. And I know it's been a while since last episode. I genuinely don't remember what happened. Also, Dan, fuck you. The faction settings are the way that they are because of you. I do not want you breaking into my house and doing shit. Because you shouldn't even know where my house is. Anyways. As I said, I don't even remember what I did last episode. I think I did a little bit of thaumaturgy. I can't really remember. But since then, there's been a bit of a server update. Some mods have been added. Some mods have been removed. Hello, Nautic Skull. Welcome. I think I welcomed you on the first. But yeah, welcome. I don't know where your house is. Lucius told me a direction. That's it. Well. Lucius can guide you around his house. Lucius actually, he was mad at the settings. Why is he mad? Oh, I already know the queen died. Why is he mad? He has permissions to do shit on the territory. And why didn't he message me about that? Oh, I'll probably talk to him. Anyways. Nobody can visit him without dying? What do you mean without dying? The area doesn't kill you. Anyways. We'll handle that when we get around to it. Anyways. Where is he? Can't kill mobs, unclaimed land, vampires attack, no one can defend us as he can't open doors or mine or anything. The open doors and mining is on purpose. I'll think about the mobs. Anyways. As I said, since the last stream there's been a bit of a server update. Some things have been changed around, some things have been added, removed, modified. I could have sworn that the factions thing was actually going to get removed, but meh. Oh well. But yeah. Without further ado, further delay, and with many more prayers to every god on the system. Let's go. What version are you playing on? 1.12.2. Also, I'm going to be in character, so I will not be talking to chat. I am sorry. Right. What was I doing last? I have these here, which makes me think I was doing thaumaturgy. But my notes were also open to blood magic, so... Lights live, I really need to take better notes. Actually, did I write myself any notes? Did you note anything? Oh. Lucius visiting the HOA. Finished my bound blade, constructed the bloodstone capsule of its heretofore altar, and made a blood lamp sigil. I'm none more calm, now just anxious and bleeding. Actually... checking for new things. Oh, new things. Speaking of new, well, not new things, but things. Something's wrong with the aura here, and I can't quite put my finger on it, and that is worrying me, to say the least. Because if the aura is acting up, well, then I can't continue with thaumaturgical studies. Because I need air essential. In order to get that... oh, okay. I could do this, but that requires gold, and I'd need Leucis's help for that. We have plenty of iron, tin, silver, lead, copper. I don't handle the gold. I see Lucius has moved all the strange bones again. So I need to find somewhere with the... significantly less flux in the aura than 40 to 178. Which is absolutely awful and concerning, and I don't know how to fix that here just yet. I mean, I could make some kind of void siphon. What was it again? Flux condenser. However, I don't exactly have the resources for that. Nor the assistance, because it requires those filters, and those require gold. And by the light, Lucius has been busy. He still hasn't gotten rid of that little tomb over there. Which is funny. I see he's kept his domain here for now. He still has more of those weird flowers and a lot more of the trees. I hope he knows there's a hole in the back wall. Which... did his dragons escape? Because I think any dragon that sees a hole in its cage would probably try to escape through it. Well, they most certainly are not in this enclosure anymore, so either he's moved them, or they moved themselves. Either way, the dragons are no longer here. I also see that tiny little flux rift is still there, which does not fill me with confidence. I need a name for the mountain covered in people. I've already made note of it in my journal, but I don't exactly know what to refer to it as. At least not yet. At least not yet. And of course, because of my affliction, I can't exactly go scouting for an area with a manageable aura until nighttime, and even then I'll have to worry about the horde of undead trying to kill me. That's alive. And, of course, I put away my key before unlocking my door. For a little bit of regeneration. As the book said, 1, 2, 3, tier 4 altar. Five, 10, 20. And what do I need in order to toss in for the catalyst? Order these. Okay. 20 of that. 10 of this. 5 of that. Okay, now I just need... How much more Beatrice? This would put me at 15. No, not even that. Do we have any sand? We don't. Do I have anything that contains Beatrice? Tin. That give me 10 metallum, 5 Beatrice. That give me 15. 20. I mean 10. No. Tin might actually be my only option here, which is unfortunate because I don't want to have to deal with that. No. It isn't. Give me 10, so 4 of those, which would require 80. And I get 9 per quartz piece. So 9 times 10 equals 90. So I need at least 10 pieces of quartz. Okay, I can do that fairly easily. Hopefully. I'm just going to go ahead and put all of this in here. I'm going to go mining for quartz. Despite that being one of the most mind-numbing things I ever do. Do I have any spare pickaxes? Fuck. Where did all our cobblestone go? Or rather, is it all mine now because Leucis moved out? I'm just going to put that there. And of course I left a bunch of these down here. Lights alive, Zena. And that's where all the cobblestone went. Okay. Need to look for these strange stones for Leucis. Well, I'm not exactly a fan of him bringing back dragons. It keeps him occupied and almost... Actually can't tell if it's happiness per se, but... Definitely something to keep his mind off his vampirism. Unless he thinks about that, unless he'll probably try to want to ascend. Which means the less competition I'll have about ascending myself, I won't have another situation where he gets before me. Because I can't let him do that again. If he ends up more powerful than me, and uses that as an opportunity to strike, I won't exactly have a way to defend myself. So, for now, I distract him with strange curios and earthed. And pray to the light that he doesn't catch on to my idea. And, of course, I fucking forgot my sigil of the blood lamp back in my room. So I can't even light this place up if I wanted to. Unless I found more bones and some coal. Then maybe I'll be able to make some torches. But torches are just... ugh. Boring. Well, maybe not boring, but definitely a pain in the ass. I'm sorry, slain by a what now? That's new. I see your burrowing habits haven't died out yet. They'll go with me. I'm assuming you kept yourself relatively well behaved when I was in day sleep? You call that fucking coma day sleep? It wasn't a coma, but yes. Might as well have been. You were asleep for how long exactly? The unspecified amount of time. I'm not exactly sure myself. My father's eyes, you're pathetic. I probably don't need all these torches clumped together. So I can just grab a few and put them down here so nothing tries to manifest. Okay. Gone. Nothing of value from that. Stunning asked Lucius to borrow the diamond pickaxe so I can handle that. I gave Ajyra some strange materials, apparently, and I did write him a letter that I had something to give him. I found a collection of strange, unmeltable metals and crystals that resonated strangely, and I gave them to him because he tends to know what to do with those things. He's a draconic artificer, for fuck's sakes. He should know that. If I remember correctly, he was very happy about that. Okay. I'm going to bring my blood lamp with me. That way I could just light that area up as I go. And not have to worry about creatures manifesting behind me. Especially when my armor is this pitiful. My boots are almost broken, I have no chest plate. Leggings are half destroyed, and, well, at least my helmet's holding up. I need to find a way to make this more effective. Maybe teleposition sigils? Oh, that would take a significant amount of vitality on my altar system. Pretty sure elevators don't really, or at least the small ones that you'd make with ender pearls don't really exist anymore. There we go. Oh, thank the light, Cole. And quartz. Well, it's just our lucky day. And I say our, because, well, when I go in strength, so do you. You Jedisk. And iron. A light. I've been through here before. Why did I not grab the iron then? Probably just didn't see it. Oh no. Okay. This is mind-numbing work. But I need quartz, and unfortunately I've only found one piece so far. There's gotta be a better way to do this. I can't exactly go to hell to get it. But it's honestly right now looking like the more appetizing proposition. I just need to find quartz. At least 10 pieces, and then I can make... I can make 90 quartz slivers, which is what I need in order to get enough vitreous from tin so that I don't get an overflow of metallum, so that I can actually start in oromancy. So many steps for something so simple. I really did fast track my studies by stealing from Vika Obelisk in the Old Realm. If only I had the liberties here and now. mean, I could go to the Nether for quartz, but I'm not exactly fireproof. If anything, I burn faster than most mortals. I guess being undead, fire doesn't like you very much. So I'm not exactly keen to take that chance. Besides, the only gateway to hell is on top of Hell Mountain, and that requires me either going out during the day and having to deal with the sun, or going out at night and having to deal with the other undead that aren't very hospitable. So, either way, not exactly a fun trip. There, we're back. And besides, if I die there, then I'll lose everything I have. And chances are everyone's already scrounged from hell around the portal because they have the same mentality of don't get caught by the demons. Which is a good mentality. Getting caught by the demons is usually a bad thing. Usually. Also, out of character, my voice is stuck slightly deep. Normally, Zena doesn't sound like this, but I genuinely cannot break the deep voice right now. Like, it is just kind of stuck like this. I've tunneled for far too long and got nothing in return. Fucking hell. I really need to stop speaking to myself. I mean, it's good that sometimes I narrate my plans. Hearing myself speak it aloud sometimes helps whittle down the stupid elements, but anyone listening around could possibly hear me too. No, I'm not a big fan of my enemies hearing me monologue. Unless I'm going to kill them. In which case I'll glue to all I like. But surprisingly, I haven't felt the urge to kill anyone just yet. Is this a sign of you becoming a better person or something? Oh, light, I hope not. I'd hate to set an unrealistic expectation. That mountain full of people is just a magnet for the undead. They smell fresh meat, they go after it, people die. And since I'm already dead, I'm kind of just in tune with all of that. After the dead realm, I can almost, just almost feel that suffering. Not that I can do anything about it, not that I can care. I'll have to note my studies on sanguinary vampirus again. Maybe I can even ask Lucius about his strain of the virus. Is it a virus, or? I'm struggling to remember. Some kind of parasite. I can't remember if it's viral or... Just another reason why I need to write it down. I can check my notes later if I forget. I seem to be forgetting a lot lately, and I'm not exactly... I'm not feeling good about it. It's concerning me, to say the least. If I weren't the only one awake, I very well could ask the others to just take a quick trip into hell for me. But that's the thing, I am the only one awake right now, and despite Ajyra's best efforts to torment them in their sleep, no one seems to be waking up just yet. Which is peculiar. You are fulfilling your half of the deal, my lord, correct? Yes, yes. Right. If anything, you're the one who's forgetting your side. I'm not forgetting it, I'm just temporarily neglecting it. I know it's there, but I know I need to do it. But at the moment, I am a little preoccupied with some other things. Right. Like rummaging around in the caves for scraps. Basically, yes. I'm just looking for quartz, and I have found 2 pieces, which is 18 shards, which would give me 9 of any of these type. I'm burrowing back under the village. I can tell by the fog. Only grows this dense because of the vampire orchids. It's barely even fog at all, it's mostly just the spores from the flowers. I have plenty of blood. And I need more, I know where I can get it. 24 will give me 12. That will only give me 16 vitreous. I need 20. The clocks in this realm are often unreliable, so I don't exactly know if it's day or not. I'd hope, but I can't be too certain. I don't really have much of a choice but to travel to Hell Mountain and maybe get killed, but I need nether quartz. As long as I stay away from most of the enemies in Hell, I should be fine. Because mining here is just tedious and annoying, and I forgot Amarantha lives here. And Gideon. Completely forgot. Did she establish some kind of wall around her domain? What is this? Some kind of... Huh. Amarantha's Grove is more protected than Gideon's little castle. How does she even get in there? Did she just hop the fence? Oh no, she has the door. See, Gideon's hunters aren't about just yet. Oh, I'll give them time and eventually they'll crawl out of their little tents. When they do, I'll be waiting to rip their hearts out. Right. Hell Mountain is just over that ridge. And hopefully, I'll be able to grab some things without combusting instantly. Though, knowing my luck, I'm going to die and lose all my things and have to run back gung-ho and pick them up again. At least my sword will stay with me, but that's about it, actually. Hello. Alright, this place is... a problem, to say the least. What the fuck? There's... no secret doors in here, but this is definitely interesting. Oh, for the love of the light. Really? Fuck. Someone closed the portal. I don't know if I have flint and steel on me. I do, but I don't want to be the one to ignite it, because I can't put it out. Fuck. Well, that complicates things immensely. So, if Hell Mountain is closed, at least the corruption is, I'm assuming, over for now. Though, an assumption is Not exactly the wisest thing to make in a situation like this. I still need to speak to Ash about the mountain. See if she was the one to, or they were the ones to deactivate it. Or maybe it was Atrisk, or Athena, or maybe even Gideon. Little winter hold, winter rest, whatever the fuck he called it. Winter rest. I should be approaching the village soon. It should just be through these trees. There it is. The more I think about it, the more the gateway being closed is a blessing in disguise. If I had gone through with my adventuring plan, I probably would have died, lost all my shit, and just gotten enraged trying to get it back, so... Maybe it's for the best that someone closed it. I'm just wondering who. Right. No one else is online, so fuck it. Out of character lore dump. I want to ask, how did you become a vampire? Well, completely on accident. I killed a vampire, got these fangs, accidentally injected myself with them, and then from there I just kind of wrote it out. Ajyra and I actually killed the first wave of vampires. Then, from there, Zena created basically all the others in the Dead Realm. At first there were only a few, infected from Zena's blood magic. Whenever she still lived in Revelia. Revelia was under siege from vampires, and she later figured out that it was just her blood altar corrupting local villagers and residents and turning them into weird vampire creatures. Killed them, took the first fang, injected herself with it on accident, became basically the root of every other vampire in Revelia and in the Dead Realm. Shit, hello.
Help.
Hi, yeah, sorry.
I don't want to kill them.
Back in character. Hello?
No.
Hello?
Hello. Help. Help. Help.
Where are you?
Oh god.
Oh. Hey, hey. Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him. Just... sincerely apologize for the fledglings. They struggle to control themselves sometimes. You might have to
Wait,
climb
can I
on
go in
top
the
of the
house? Hold on,
building.
wait.
Hey, stop. Quit it.
Am I safe? In the house, am I safe?
Are you inside?
I'm
Yes, you're
inside the
inside.
house.
Okay, I think he's given up the chase. He's just stuck on a bush. Hello, Harper. Been a while.
Hi. And just doing some stuff. I didn't realize how close you were to where I live.
Neither did I.
I had no idea this was here.
Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah.
Well, is there any particular reason for your stopping by? Or just sightseeing?
Not even sightseeing. I'm just uh not familiar with homes.
Huh?
I'm not familiar with whatever the fuck it was that just chased me.
Oh, yes, the fledglings. There's.
Oh shit! Oh my god.
Despite them being a vampire, they won't train you. I wouldn't leave though. The fledgling is right
Oh
here.
no.
Go out the back door and try to climb up on top of Lucius's weird
Oh,
little
it's right behind.
structures.
It's okay.
Yeah. If you cross that line, they can't chase after you without the sun burning them.
What
See?
line? This line?
He'll die, but it's a lesson he'll need to
What?
learn.
I don't want him to die. Hold on.
That's just how us vampires are.
He died?
Already, yep.
Oh. I feel kind of bad.
It was his fault for being too stupid and full of bloodlust. Chased you over the edge and...
What's all of this?
Lucius's experiments. He's attempting to revive dragons of some kind.
Dragons?
Not exactly sure. Massive reptiles with horns and great teeth. He's also somehow created a massive stag with very peculiar antlers.
A moose?
I think that's what he called it, yes. There was also a very large bird, but all of those, I don't know exactly where they went. They used to be in this enclosure here. Well, specifically the stag, and the three-horned lizard and the bird were in its neighboring cell. But it seems that they've just gone and vanished. I wonder if
Babe.
Lucius has relocated them.
Oh, there's someone in there.
Yes, that's one of the serpent ladies. I wouldn't bother them. Get on their bad side and they're killers with brooms.
Oh, what happened to the house?
Not exactly sure. I woke up from day sleep one day and it was just like that. I haven't really gotten around to fixing it. Or that one either.
Or maybe?
Or that one.
Oh. You want help fixing them?
I would
I
greatly
think.
appreciate it, but I have to be careful with where I move in this village. I haven't exactly marked out all the borders of the spores, and I need to be careful about the sun piercing through them.
Oh. So, the spores, do they help with the sun?
Vampire orchid spores block out the sun, or at least reduce the effects of its burns. And there's another fledgling coming for us. Oh, for the love of light. Hey,
Hello.
get. Go on, get. can't eat her. She's a bird. Won't even taste good. Come on, get.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Anyways.
I mean, I could just stay here.
Right. Well, as I was saying. Actually, what was I saying?
The schools?
Yes, right. Alongside acting as a kind of natural sun barrier, they also act like catnip to low potency vampires. Which is probably
Catnip?
why all the fledglings like to gather around villages like this. What are you
Do they
looking
go
at me about?
after everyone?
What was that? Hey! Hey! Quit it! Hey, stop. Thank you. Are you in a hat? Yep, you're on top of the wall again. Okay. Right. Lights alive. I lost my train of thought again.
Something about catnip.
Right. Those flowers are also the reason why some parts of the dirt are kind of this reddish, greenish brown.
Doesn't smell very nice.
It's better than the scent of garlic that, permeates every hunter village.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You might not want to come to where I live then. I have a farm that's got garlic in it.
As long as I don't ingest it or breathe it in, I should be fine. But then again, anything I eat that isn't blood or citrus, strangely, tastes like charcoal, so.
Oh. Can't be nice.
Just one of the many curses of being a vampire. What have you been up to since I last saw you at the Spire? Or no, I saw you after the Spire. I saw you at the Homeless Committee. Which, by the way, has been disbanded. The place is a fucking ghost town now.
Well, you remember how it was winter a couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
I was in hibernation. All
Ah.
of that.
And of course the fledgling is back. Oh, another funny thing. Low potency vampires can't really swim. We get exceptionally weak trying to keep ourselves afloat.
Oh. Say low potency, what does that mean?
So, depending on how much of the vampirism infection is in your body, it's more or less of a higher potency. Currently, I'm at about potency 5, with the most powerful I've ever been at 15. I rated it some
Hmm.
kind of numerical scale. It's, for the most part, arbitrary, but reaching certain thresholds is necessary for channeling powers of the blood. For example,
Oh.
I can turn into a bat at this potency.
Oh wow. So cool.
I also
I can't fly at the minute. My wings are good.
I had wings before
Bugs.
this place too, but unfortunately in my transit they were atrophied beyond use. I'm still working on shape changing them back to functionality, but for the
Wait, before this race?
very long story, this isn't my first experience with realm striding.
Um, realm striding?
I died and ended up here.
So you're undead.
Yes. Technically 3 or 4 times over.
Oh, you might want to be careful of silver arrows then. They're
Silver doesn't burn me
this-
as much as gold.
They're specifically meant for the undead.
Yes.
What I mean.
Well, I'm a vampire, I'm a lich. I died to get to the Dead Realm. I died to get to here, so that's 4 times already. I've died at least... How many times have I died here? At least, maybe 4 or 5 times? Hold on. I need to think about this. I have
Monkeys.
died 7 times here.
Here is in this realm?
As in this realm alone, yes. In the Dead
Oh,
Realm, I
wow.
died tens of times, maybe even hundreds. Death was inconsequential. You just had to find your corpse, repossess it, and boom, you were back in the fight. Now, of
You need
course,
to
if
be
you're...
more careful. That can't be good. Dying 7 times? That sounds horrible.
You get used to it. Especially when you're dead already.
I've never died, I guess. So, are they stuck there now?
No, he's still focused on your blood. Though he might actually be stuck in the water. Hey,
That's what I mean.
come on, get out of there. Come on. You're stuck in the puddle, you dumbass.
Go on, go on. Wait, he's almost. He moved. He's going. Oh, oh, oh,
Light's alive. Hold on, I'm working on it.
oh. Wait, he's coming up, and he's back in again.
Oh,
Wait,
for the love of the light. Hey,
this way.
he's caught between the crossing water channels. I'd watch out just in case another fledgling sneaks up from
Come on.
behind.
Yeah, this way. Look.
Don't worry about him. Vampires, we don't need to breathe. Watch this. I could stay down here forever, you know.
That would make. Wait, have skin.
What?
Have skin.
No, I do not.
Oh, I was gonna say it makes your skin go all crinkly.
Well, people with skin, yes, but I don't really have that anymore. Lost that when I
I
became
could
a
see that. I
lich.
could see that on your face, but I didn't know about like your hands or anything.
Nope, it's mostly all gone, just a couple of organs lashed to my bones. Right, I'm gonna get out of the water now. Right then. Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure. These are strange abominations that Lucius managed to conjure while trying to revive long dead trees. I have a feeling that he messed up a little bit of the magic and created this, some kind of plant animal hybrid creature.
Really? The red bit at the top kind of looks like your eyes.
Kind of does, yeah. Except that one actually blinks
Wait, what?
sometimes. Also, the petals
I,
change color. See how they're green now? They used to be yellow before. Watch them closely, you'll
oh,
see. Or am I just going crazy? Could have sworn that was yellow. Oh well.
yeah.
Well, I'll probably stumble back upon these and they'll be bright fucking purple or something. Oh, no. They're teal now. They're teal now. That's
Yeah,
definitely changing. Shit.
yeah. They were like um
They were
they
like a
were like
lime green
purple.
before. Now they're teal.
That's kind of fascinating.
Yeah. Strange, but fascinating.
Feel kind of bad. That guy's just stuck in there.
He's just taking a bath. The amount of blood these fledglings get on themselves, he probably needs it. And now it's kind of a sky blue.
Are these the kind of trees that
Yep.
your friend will back?
Yep. Those ones too, the ones with bark like snake scales. And the very interesting, I think there's some kind of pine tree? Not really sure. That one right there, those ones, and the very large leafy ones. There was another kind that he had that had two very large branches going off to each side, but I think he cut them down because they were just fucking ugly as hell. But meh. Also, the ferns underneath this tree over here. I believe those are also... I've never seen plants like them before. Where did you go?
Behind you.
Hi! I don't know how you got there. But, anyways.
These look really old. There's some on this side as well, no?
Yes, Lucius theorizes that these are from some ancient religion, either of this realm or a different one.
Well, that looks like a tomb.
That's some kind of binding ritual.
Hmm.
That's some kind of exorcism. This appears to be some kind of summoning circle, or at least some kind of alchemy array. And then Atrisk actually had some very interesting observations about this. Apparently, this person is holding a weapon that doesn't make sense for the time period that these would be created. Some kind of... I think he called it a gun. Some kind of firearm or ranged weapon.
It's the same on this one as well.
Mm-hmm. I believe it's the same character, actually. I have a feeling it's a Realm Strider.
Oh.
And the fledglings are back.
They're both in the water now, I think.
Yeah, they're stuck in the puddle. They'll be fine. As I said, some of the fledglings really do need to take a bath.
There are a lot of bats here.
Yes, some vampires can conjure them. They aren't actually bats, they're magical constructs that take the form of bats. If they hit you, they'll blind you for temporarily.
Oh.
So, try not to get smacked. Be happy that these ones are just fledglings. If you are having to deal with higher potencies, like barons, you'd have to deal with them
Oh
spitting
shit,
blood
can't
at
see.
you.
Oh. Oh, that was fast. I just staring down at them.
The answer's probably no, but have you ever seen an Etherean lindworm? Not here, but just in your travels?
I don't really travel. I've just been here always, or more specifically over there.
I was going to say, similar to those, higher potency vampires can eject a certain kind of venom from their fangs at a range, instead of having to deliver it via a bite.
Sounds kind of scary.
The way the vampires do it is by constricting blood vessels at the tops of their fangs and basically shooting envenomated blood through the tips of their fangs. Of course, you don't have
So
to worry
like,
about these fledglings doing it. They haven't exactly figured out how to control.
so like a snake? No, there are snakes that do that.
Aetherian lindworms are basically snakes with front arms
Oh,
and feathered tails. Sometimes you get ones that have two heads, but those ones are a little bit more rare.
oh, I got blinded.
We should probably head away from the fledglings. They're just.
Good idea.
Now, two of you stay in the puddle and think about what you did. Don't hiss at me, motherfucker. Right. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Behind you.
Yeah, hi. I'm just hopping up here so the fledglings don't get out of the puddle. Right. Is there anything else that you'd need while you're here?
Not really, no.
Well, so long as you don't try to bring harm to the residents, you're perfectly open to trade with them. Just
Yeah, I'm not one for violence in particular.
that makes one of us.
Oh,
I'm a vampire. What do you fucking expect?
yeah, that's fair. I'm not gonna
And a
argue with that.
lich. And a blood mage.
Wait, you do magic?
That I do. Actually, this is a little bit more indicative of my magic, but yes, that I do.
Oh,
I channel
hey,
vitality. Mostly contained in blood, but also other bodily fluids. I mostly handle blood. It's how I keep myself alive. By stealing the vitality of others. That's basically what vampirism is. And
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I've only heard, like, I've read about these things, but
I'm surprised you haven't stumbled across any fledglings in the night.
no, when it's. I'm not a night owl.
Ah,
I prefer the day. I'm not a fan of the dark.
fair enough. Oh, do you mind if I... One moment. Hold still. This isn't going to hurt. I'm not going to cut you open. I just need to see something. Hmm. How
I'm
come
so
I...
confused.
Oh, um... I'm reading your essentia. Basically, the alchemical components that make up you. Alchema, instrumentum, vitreous. No, not vitreous. Victus. Life.
Oh, have you what do you do with that to read? Do you just
Well, just hold it and
oh
look at me through the lens. What symbols do you see?
dagger, gears, a gem, and 3 people.
A dagger. That
Hmm?
is, I believe, I have to check this. Adversio, combat and violence. Gears, I believe that is Mechanicus. I believe that's how I pronounce it. I have to check in a moment, but that is strange for you to see from me.
Hmm.
Might expect that more from Atrisk than me, but sorry, not Mechanicus, Machina. And the gem is Beatrice, and the 3 figures is Humanus, Unity. If you'll toss me back the lens, actually look away from me first and then toss the lens to you. Out of character, that's how you can avoid a visual bug. Do you still see the symbols above my head whenever I don't hold the lens? Whenever you don't hold
Yeah.
the lens? Yeah. Alright, hold that, look at me, and then look away from me, and toss the lens on the ground.
What happens if you jam the owl on the tree? Because I'm the same breed owl. It's the one in front of you.
Luna Volatus Bestia.
Oh,
What the fuck? Lucius!
Yes.
oh.
Sorry about that. Lucius! So that's where you put the stag. Harper just climbed the building again, and the fledglings won't bite you. Lucius, what the fuck?
Wait a second.
Oh, for the love of the light.
So
So,
is that the stag?
that it is. Thank you. And, of course, the fledglings are trying to bite it, too. They'll go after basically anything that moves that isn't a vampire.
It's strange. They don't go after the owls in the tree.
Birds don't taste very good.
Then why are they go after me?
Because you're vaguely human-shaped.
Oh,
Besides, as
oh, the
soon as they take
petals
one
on the
bite of you,
tree
they...
changed again.
Huh?
They're blue now.
Yes, they do that. So, Lucius, what exactly have you been up to?
I moved to an outpost a little closer to Boomy's place to keep an eye on him because he plans on building a mansion and a town in that area.
Terminus Qadir?
So, as you know, and you know what they say: keep your friends close, and your enemies closer.
Only proximity he needs is a knife in his throat. But
Oh,
Well, of course, but as I said, it's easy. If I stay near him, I can get more information that way.
fair enough, fair enough.
So, but to do that, I also needed a bigger place to move, and as you can see, it didn't go out too well, considering this land is no longer a snowy cesspit,
So,
and the area I am now in wasn't a snowy cesspit. Now it is.
so you're saying the biomes are shifting?
Yes.
Hmm.
that's fine.
Oh, Harper, this is Lucius. Lucius, this is Harper.
Pleasure to meet you, Harper. It's also becoming nighttime.
That it is.
I gotta go home then.
Do you need us to escort you? We can see perfectly fine in the dark.
Oh, yes, please. That'd be good.
Alright. Though when we'll get close, I'll have to ask for permission to enter your territory.
Oh, it's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, lead the way.
I live. Oh, here we go.
Hmm? Ghosts. Shit.
You okay?
Yeah, just a couple of restless visitors. Couple of ghosts on the hills. Probably from all the people dying. Oh, that thing is new. What the fuck is that?
What?
Did you
The
see
red thing?
that? It was some kind of creature half made of ice.
Yeah, there's been some new creatures I've noticed. Back near my home at one point, there was a giant zombie.
Huh.
And the
Oh,
here.
this is your domain. And there it is again. Ah!
Oh, what
Shh!
in the name of
Frozen in,
Crosswalker?
frozen in place. I still am.
You okay?
My legs were frozen underneath me.
Little Crosswalker.
Well, I wasn't doing much walking after it hit me. Right. So this is your domain, Harper.
Yeah. Where are they?
Looks quite pretty.
This used to be a really big tree.
I can appreciate the
Kinda-
pine type trees.
Gonna waste them here.
May I mark it?
Which can? Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna grab my atlas.
Oh, there's people in my house.
I got it.
There are people in my house.
Oh,
Just...
a hunter expert. Oh, you've already traded in the fangs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that was a random villager. I guess they must have come from the mountain.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
I also live near a waystone now.
What was that?
The waystone's called New Imelon.
Ah, I see. I don't see that on my map. Where is that?
Speaking of which, what map do you have again?
I lost mine. I now have map 12.
Map 12. All right. Well, here you'll see it on my map. Map 11.
how can I
Holy
get them out my
fucking shit,
house?
you've gone around. Uh, Mansion, New Emelon, New Loden. You died a lot near Emelon.
Oh, yeah, mostly to Anubises.
Oh, sorry. I see. Well,
But yes,
Don't go back in.
that is
Oh.
that's currently where my outpost is. Nothing big, but it's a house I took over that seemed to be empty.
fair enough.
Why are they all going into my house?
Because it's nighttime and they see a house.
And it's safer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay,
If you want them gone, I can very quickly handle that.
it's okay. They're not doing anything. I guess.
Lucius, you're, of course you're screwing around in bad mode. Right.
Oh,
That's Lucius.
they turned. I'm kind of jealous. I miss flying. Oh,
That was
oh,
also
I got blind.
Lucius. Hey, get out of my face. I will punch you.
Ah,
I'm not afraid to swat you, you idiot. Hi.
The one you were swatting at was not me.
I didn't hit any of them.
Well, the one that was near flying around your face was not me.
Keep your... Anyways. Right. Well, it was great seeing you again, Harper. Glad to know that you're relatively safe. If you have any troubles, well, you have a vague idea where I live. You know, basically, where Lucius sometimes holes up. And, oh, one more thing. Remember. Do you remember Amarantha?
Um,
Red dress, black antlers, white hair.
yes, yes.
Yes. I think she's also a hedge witch.
Oh,
Because there is a lot of alchemical trees here.
yeah, I have a ritual in there.
Zena, do you happen to have a book on you at this point in time?
Uh, I do not.
Book? Alright. I'll wait till I get back to the
Right.
town.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean you have a ritual?
I have a ritual table.
A lot of alchemical plants. Oh, an altar. Huh.
Yeah.
Yours is red, Amarantha's was black back at the homeless committee. Huh. Well, if you or her need any materials, I think I could possibly scrounge some together. I remember having tongue of dog, ectoplasm, salt.
Ooh.
At
I had tongue of
least.
I found a bunch of tongue of snakes.
Yeah,
You
adders
did?
work.
Well, I don't have them on me at the moment, but where I live is a small little desert where snakes like to hang out, so if you need snake tongues, let me know.
And I think I also have a little bit of what's that? Dimensional sand. The grayish green sand that feels like water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I said, if you need any of that or Amarantha, you're both welcome to stop by the village. Just holler when you hit the beacon, and I'll make my presence known.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I best be getting back. The moon here is hard to gauge, and I can't exactly tell when the sun is going to just pop out of nowhere. I'll let you get back to your studies and
Okay.
burlesque.
See you later. Bye.
Do I see any more of those frozen zombies? Yes, I do. How do they work? Oh, they spawn in hordes. That's interesting. Lucius, did you somehow beat me back?
Well, I'm not down there.
How in the unholy fuck did you do that? Oh, no matter. Right. Oh, I went mining and got a fair amount of iron. There's about 2.5 stacks in there now.
I've been trying to find more human hearts, but I can't seem to, well, get any.
I walked past Gideon's little castle and I didn't see any hunters crawl out of the tent, so I think you might have actually killed them all. Congratulations!
I didn't even think that was possible.
Well, that just means we'll have to hunt down more then. I remember there used to be
Well,
some
actually,
next to Hell Mountain, but like,
I do know there was a camp next to Boomy's place, Trevor's place,
hmm.
which I've been trying to farm from for a bit, but haven't dropped any hearts yet. Speaking of which, do you want me to make a copy of my atlas after I erase all my deaths?
That would be greatly appreciated. And then I'll just merge that with mine so I can. Yeah.
Merge it with yours, and then make a copy of it for me. That way.
Oh, I have basically nothing. So.
Ah.
I have Harper's house, Ken's house, and this place, and that's it.
I thought I found an ocean the other day, and it was not an ocean.
It was just a very big river.
Very big river.
Well, most rivers lead to the sea, so if you had followed
I
it.
followed. It did not. Alright. Let me see.
Books are in the bottom chest.
Redstone one.
Redstone and iron are in the ores chest, like always. I had a character. I'm trying to open a chocolate bar, but I have long nails, and this is pain. Right.
There you go. And I did find out these are connected. So what you make in if I make it marked on mine, it'll show up in yours.
Okay then.
Ah, yes.
You have a lot of strange marks.
Places of interest.
I see that you have named this place New Ravenloft on your map.
I have. Holds some symbology because that was the name of the castle where my old lord used to live.
I see.
Oh yeah, I found a new vampire book as well. Called Germascius.
Germanicus.
Name is very Germanicus.
If I had eyelids, I'd be glaring.
Y'all can't be winners.
Not a character. I bit the inside of my fucking mouth trying to eat this chocolate. I'm in pain.
Oh, I have a bed. So I noticed you don't have your cloud in a bottle on.
No, I do.
Get on you. Huh.
Guess we just have a third. Why not give that to Harper as a, new neighbor's gift?
We could. I'm not against it.
Oh, do you want to see something interesting?
Sure.
So, I created something new. Well, new in this realm, not new to me in general. You see this? Looks like an ordinary scepter, but this is a bound blade. It allows me to
Jealous.
carve things called blood bonds. Basically, arcane promises. Secured by the power of vitality.
Jealous.
I've put one of those on Amarantha. She won't be betraying us to Gideon anytime soon.
But our first order of business should be trying to find a way to make ourselves stronger.
That it is. Well, we know the way. We just need more human hearts. And pure blood, which means we need a lot more vampire fangs and emeralds in order to trade with the villagers here.
Actually, the mine near New Imelot, where I've made my new area, is untouched. So who knows what we'll find there.
Is it a mine shaft or just a cave system?
The cave system I found. And I've made a little entryway there. The only issue is I rode here from there.
And I don't exactly have a mount.
But here's the thing. There might be a way to get you a mount.
Are we gonna steal Gideon's horse?
No, but that would probably piss him off, which would be hilarious. But no, I was gonna say, I could leave. I could leave Mies here, and we both go down to New Imelon. And then, if I have another Megaloceros embryo ready, I can create it to make it. Oh no, but we don't have a cow. Wait, no, I do have a cow. All right, so listen to me. When I make another Megaloceros, right? Or any other rideable creature I might have that you might be interested in. We're gonna revive it, and we're gonna have it bond to you. But once it's fully grown, you'll be able to ride it.
Let's stay away from the dragons then, okay?
Well, if we go for the Megaloceros, it's just a prehistoric moose.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of which, I've created one of the biggest dinosaurs ever to walk the planet. A Brachiosaurus.
What?
Very big, but very passive creatures unless provoked. Herbivore, eats plants mostly, but piss it off, it can pretty much stomp you to submission.
How could something that big subsist off plants alone?
It eats a lot of plants. But it was able to eat plants only it could reach due to its very large size and long neck. It could reach some of the tallest trees. It'd be better just to show you.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Do you have an umbrella?
I have two.
Alright, iron or diamond?
Iron, both.
Alright, well, at some point, we're gonna have to find diamonds for you.
I thought we had diamonds, but I guess they just kind of disappeared.
Oh, no, that was me. We only had the 3 diamonds, and I needed an umbrella. And at the time, that was all we had.
Fair enough. I thought we had like 10. Oh. Right.
Oh, we're the only ones who can enter here. Alright, so...
Why is
Get
this
my
labeled
umbrella out.
14? Oh, well.
Alright, so the easiest way to get to there from here is to go to the mansion.
Which is straight
way.
west.
Yep. Go straight west, and then we go south.
Mm-hmm.
Be a new MLR. The mansion is actually very interesting. Vincent is actually building it. What? Feel tired?
Something's wrong.
Feel it too?
I,
Anyway. Vincent is building this mansion for the HOA group. It's actually very nice.
Hmm.
They've even incorporated some of the wood from prehistoric trees that I provided them.
stay back. You see that shit?
Yes, I've noticed it, and it hasn't done anything to me, but
It's a lot bigger than I remember seeing it.
what is it?
It just described it as a wound in reality. I've seen things similar to it called flux rifts. Stay away from that thing.
I've actually walked through it, and nothing's happened.
Not yet, but I can feel the aura actively shaking.
Anyway, but if we need to, we can build another cave down under the little house I have.
You see that thing sparkling in the distance? In the sky?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it looks like a condensed flux rift. It has the same shifting blue, green, black aura to it, and... well, maybe not aura, but inside of it looks like stars. Just like a flux rift. I don't trust it.
That's what a flux rift is.
No,
I remember
no.
seeing that.
Flux
What?
rifts are long, dark gashes in reality that when you look through, you can see the stars. And sometimes other things. Much older things, older than the stars, and it's best not to listen to them.
Fair enough.
Something is very wrong.
Do you think it's gonna be a blood moon?
No, it's the middle of the fucking day. But,
But I mean tonight.
no, the world has never signaled that before. We're still a great distance away, aren't we?
Not as far as you might think, but still quite a bit.
I don't know if my umbrella will last until then.
But a good thing you have 2, right?
This is my second one. My first one already broke. Just a little bit longer, Zenakel. Just a little bit longer.
At the very least, let's see if we can make it to the mansion. Oh,
Should we just burrow into a hole or something?
we're into a hole.
Here.
Oh, well then.
Okay. I thought
Alright.
I thought that was actual lore shit. I thought
Yeah,
that
no-
was a fucking hardcore phase.
Honestly, I thought that was like something new in the mod pack, and I was like, shit, is it gonna warn us of blood moons now? Fuck!
No.
How long do you think it'll take to restart the server?
No, like 2 minutes-ish. Sora, you could have just straight up said, hey, we need to restart the server. Pretty fucking quick, actually. Yeah, okay, Sora has a stream chat, so we're getting updates.
Let me jump in your stream then.
Yeah. I wanted to be lore friendly. Yeah, fair enough. But also, there was the confusion of fucking. I genuinely thought it was a hardcore phase. And I was kind of scared, like, I don't think they'd pop that on us without warning us, but also. No, I mean, you might pop that on us without warning us because you want us to actually play during that, and you know that I'm not going to play during that.
Whatever you do, don't click refresh. Oh no, never mind. It's fixed.
Alright, well, popping back in now.
Yeah, I clicked on a refresh and it said like, oh, vanilla server, out of date. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, that happens whenever it updates. It was starting with get in a fucking hole. Fair enough.
I think the first one would have been more, the second one would have been more, letting us know what happened.
Yeah. Alright, go ahead and climb on out.
Right?
Can you go ahead and put that last piece there?
Oh god, all my blood just disappeared. Dude, I was like full, like when we got into the hole. Now I'm like 2.5.
We have to cross the river, right?
Yes.
Alright. Okay. Luckily, the ice is over top of it, so we won't have to swim. Watch as I say that, and it begins to melt. Okay. Do you have to cross the river again?
Actually, you know, want to see something really cool?
Hmm?
Look at that right there.
Oh, massive glacier melt.
Yeah.
Don't have much time to admire the beauty, but it's definitely interesting.
Not gonna lie, I was happening to try to build my base there, but didn't think the dinos would like it. Cold-blooded and all that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, unless you have some kinds of ice dragons.
They're not dragons.
just over
The
the
only
bridge.
similarity to dragons are that they're reptiles and they're ancient.
And big.
And big. Well, depends on the dino. Some of them are actually quite smaller than us. That's the mansion.
Huh.
Oh, fell in a hole.
May I enter?
Oh yeah, no. Technically no one owns it just yet. It will be Trevor's, but at the moment, it's under construction, so no one. It belongs to no one. Oh, we got some diamonds in here.
That elixir is very tempting.
Quick question: do you have any wool on you?
I do not. Room 0, reserved for HOA head. Room 2, Dr. Vincent Mayweather. Room 6, open. Room 7, 8, open. 5, 4, 3, 1. I guess 2 was over. So, if Vincent's room is there, where's your room?
I don't have a room in here, as far as I know. Not yet, at least. Let's check what Trevor's room would look like. Oh, it's a little office.
What is FVF? Question mark.
Out of character, that means future vampire forest, because I'm thinking that might be the area for that I would ask Ajyra to turn into a vampire forest for us.
Fair enough. I was gonna say just put it right on top of the village, but okay.
I was thinking that too, but I'm like, it would probably be a pain in the ass for like our non-vampire friends who show up there.
Eh.
All right, so how much do you think your umbrella can last?
Wouldn't even make a third of the way. These trees are very pretty, though.
Oh, sorry. All right, then give me 1 second. I will.
I remember
Get
seeing
to
some
do everyone to
sheep
make
while
you-
we were on our way over here, and I believe I might have shears. I do not have shears. Fuck. I have flint and steel, but I don't have shears. It's life, Zena.
borrow diamonds from them. I'll be right back.
Hmm?
I'm gonna go get some wool, and then make you a diamond umbrella.
Got it.
Unless you have string on you by chance. Actually, maybe I have string on me.
I do not.
Not enough string. Honestly, I'm like 1 string short of being able to make you an umbrella right now.
Might be able to make some from the plants in those gardens. Look for you know the plants that tend to have edible food in them? Well, edible food? Break those open. Try to look for something vaguely fibrous. You might be able to weave some string out of that. Zena redemption arc when? Imagine that though, an arc when Zena slowly regains her humanity and tries to be a true help to the people around her. No. 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 Zena as a character is an absolute asshole. Zena as a protocol is even worse. It wouldn't make much sense.
There you go.
Thank you. Right.
Now, these diamond umbrellas last almost 3 times as long as an iron one.
Well,
if not more.
I'm going to go ahead and skip about 3/4 of this journey with a little teeny bit of self-conjuring. I'll see you in about 5 seconds. Why did that happen? Right. Well, while we wait for Lucius to make the trip back, any more semi out of character questions for Zena? That's such a long time. Sora says it a lot. Okay. Now I just wait for Lucius to show up. Just waiting for you to shut. Yeah. Okay. Fine, Lucius. I'll meet you at the fucking New Avalon. Go to the mansion to the south. Even okay. Let's just we'll meet you there. My soul gonna get ripped out of me? No, but your hand's probably gonna get melted. At the right angle? Relatively. No. I'm going around Hell Mountain. Hell Mountain is a fucking pain in the ass. Sora, no, put them down. Fucking hell. The one time I interact with chat during a tavern stream. And it's when Sora tries to grab the new blood by the face and shake him like a maraca. Why is the desert registering as a forest? Vampiric menace decimates the snake population. No action. What the fuck happened there? Hold on. Ow. Is that the thing Lucius was talking about? I pictured it like a questing base, but okay. What the fuck? Ow, my hip. Oh. It's one of those floating islands.
Hello, Zena.
Hi, yeah, sorry I'm late. A little bit of a mix-up. I thought we were going back to the vampire village, not here. I forgot you mentioned that the...
No, we said we were going to New Emerald, remember?
I
And I
thought...
said the mansion was on the way.
Ignore my stupidity, please.
Anyway, that's Brachio. Or Brock for short.
You were kidding when you said it was tall. Oh, it's...
Don't worry, again, he's a plant eater.
Are you... just going up and feeding him a carrot?
Yeah, he likes it. Watch this.
What the fuck? Get down from there!
Why? It's perfectly safe.
Doesn't sound happy.
No, that's just how he always sounds.
Its three-horned friend is trying to break through the wall.
Sarah does that. Here. No, not that. Right-click on Brock with that.
Hey, buddy. Huh. Still don't know how something that big can subsist off seeds and leaves.
Yep. Not the only dinosaur I have. These aren't the only dinosaurs I have at the moment. Look that way, you'll see a glass dome.
That I do. Is there something dangerous in there?
Dangerous? No. Yeah, this is where I've been living at the moment as well.
It's very green.
Well, this is the prehistoric wood from the Sigillaria tree.
Huh. Do you mind if I drain your sheep?
Just don't kill it.
Okay.
Feel free to come in.
That backpack is purple. Anyways,
Here.
that is a very tiny bird.
Yep. Her name is
Hello.
Petra.
Hi, Petra. You're very small.
She is a pterodon, a flying dinosaur. Think of them as like the evolutionary path between reptiles and birds.
So, a wyvern.
In a sense, but not exactly. They eat only fish.
Where's the fish? You're in the middle
Oh.
of a plains biome.
Here.
You. Okay. You have a massive fucking land drake that eats tree leaves. And this tiny little wyvern is feeding off of that tiny little fish trap.
Yeah.
Lights alive, you are begging for disaster.
Don't worry. Only because when they're little, they can't hunt for themselves, so they have to be hand-fed. So I use that to capture fish, so I can hand-feed them. But, Petra isn't why we're here. We're here to also get you your own little dinosaur mount. Now, you will have to wait till it's grown before you can ride it. As I also do remember that any home of mine is a home to you. Let's see what we got here. Inside this chest, a number of different dinosaur DNA. Let's see here.
Oh, that is a lot.
Now, I would say let's get a Spinosaurus. Very, very fast, very strong, a really fast swimmer, but very dangerous.
Let's not bring that one back.
Oh, I plan on bringing it back, but first, I would need an aqua scarab.
That's the caster focus you use to tame it, right?
Yes. First, need to show it that I'm worthy by fighting it and bringing it down a bit until it falls unconscious, exhausted. If I use the scarab, it falls under my control.
That sounds more like conventional dragon taming. Oh, light.
You know what? We'll go with the Ankylosaurus. This one, and the best part is, this one's already an egg.
That's one of the plant eaters, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank the light.
Now, the first thing we want to do is give it its own little area. Because that way, say Sarah over there is very territorial. I don't want, your soon-to-be mount to get hurt.
Is there any way we can keep that near the village?
Oh, we could. We can use the old pin.
That would be cool. So, how do you make... I thought you said those things were extinct. How do you have eggs of them?
Science, of course. Come in here, and I'll show you. Alright, you see this machine right here. It's called the analyzer.
Right?
It allows me to analyze dino fossils.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Here's one of the biofossils. Put it in the analyzer. Now, as you can see, the analyzer is now, analyzing.
It's making a lot of noise. I don't like that.
In this case, you only got bones. Put in a few more and see if we can get you something. And we got something. We got Colonath DNA. Now, Colonath, here's the DNA. This is a prehistoric fish. And the nice thing is, these aren't extinct. You can usually find them at the bottom of rivers and the ocean.
Coelacanth.
Yep. Now for the.
And you got that from the bones?
Yep.
How?
Don't question it.
Oh, for the love of the light.
Now, take the Colonath. Take this goo. Now you see this right here. This is the culture vat. Put the DNA and the goo inside it.
What goes where?
The goo goes on the bottom.
Okay, and that's also making noise.
Yep.
Why does all artifice have to be so loud?
Now, if you look inside the thing, without actually going into like right here,
Yeah, I see it.
it
That doesn't look like a fish.
now it does take a while to do, but luckily, I already have some eggs here.
Those do look like fish eggs.
But here's the thing. We will need to build a little lake for them. But we can also use this for food.
Hold on. So you're eating dragon eggs.
They're not dragons, they're prehistoric fish.
Okay. I get the fish. The fish makes sense. That shit does not.
They're ancient animals that were here long before, well, probably even dragons. You could call those the ancestors of dragons. Dinosaurs. But unlike dragons, there are many different types of dinosaurs. Plant eaters, pescivores, etc.
Mm-hmm.
It's becoming nighttime, so
They're going to sleep?
yep, I got a little sleeping room in here.
Lucius!
Uh-oh.
Lucius, what the fuck is that?
Called a failure source. And it happens sometimes. So unfortunate.
So, okay. You end up creating undead abominations on accident with your machines and brush it off as no big deal?
Oh, actually, those undead abominations drop flesh that's very useful in creating more bio.
You
But now, we have run into a problem.
what? What now?
Sand and slime.
Oh, this is a lot of.
But good thing we have slime. But now we need sand. So I can make glass.
Oh, that is a realm strider. Lucius, one of those Valdus elementals is swallowing you. Lucius? Where did you go? Lucius, there are satyrs in Petra's cage! Lucius! Fucking hell! No, I gotta stop! Lucius!
What?
There are satyrs in Petra's cage.
Oh yeah, they're friendly as long as you don't provoke them.
Sorry.
I'm very exasperated right now.
I'm just a little bit overwhelmed.
Don't be overwhelmed.
It's not every day that your colleague brings back fucking not dragons.
I mean, you've seen me do this before.
I know, but
again,
knowing the process
to
does
be
not
fair,
make things easier.
To be fair, you didn't see me bring back one that big. So, I'll give you that one.
You tried to bring back a fish and you created a sludge monster.
Those are called Phaleosauruses, and they actually give me flesh that's very useful.
Sludge monsters.
Oh, so what do you think of the ancient tablets?
Well, for one, this one right here is about a realm strider, so I have a couple of questions.
See this one right here?
I remember you showed me that before.
This is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, that one. Why does it have makeup on?
Probably was used as a form of worship.
So they worship the not dragons.
Probably.
What's the deal with this guy?
If I had to guess, it has to be Anubis.
Wait a minute. That head looks very similar to that helmet you had at one point.
But the thing he's holding looks almost similar to my sword. Ancient warrior.
Oh, no, look at this one right here. Look at this one right here. It's exactly the same. The sword and the helmet.
Maybe it was the sword and helmet of a king.
It
That,
shows
that
him
calls down
striking.
lightning.
Yeah, it shows him striking down lightning. I don't think that's a king. I think that might be a divinity.
Huh. The helmet and sword of a divinity.
Had. What do you mean
No, no.
had?
Well, I said have. I still have it. Helmets.
Uh,
Oh yeah, helmet's right here.
mm-hmm.
I carried a sword with me.
Oh, can I take this slime ball?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't have the sword on me. I forgot. Ah, sword's right here.
Oh, there's a vampirism document in here.
Oh, feel free to take it. Now we made a new culture vat. Try again.
Hold on, hold on. So that sludge monster broke that machine?
Yep.
I am very happy I did not let that thing near me.
Oh, actually, if it moves around, it leaves a slime trail that you can collect. Or, well, slime.
Not a mock, Zenakel. Not a mock.
Don't worry. Once I make the pond for the colonist, we will head back to the vampire village and we'll start working on your ankylosaurs. Now the ankylosauruses are actually quite interesting. Very armored, with a club-like tail. Actually,
Are you using this goblet?
no, I really only have it there for decoration.
Oh.
No, I am not using it.
I know that's not blood, but still. Right. So, what's with the gray box? Of stone?
That's the cave.
Oh, I see.
I left it in this bag over here.
Hi, Petra. Oh my god. Okay, that thing is adorable.
Books on me.
Shouldn't get attached to a wyvern. They are harbingers of plague and pestilence. But holy fucking shit, you're adorable. Hey, big guy. Oh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? You're not mad at me, right? I didn't mean big as an insult.
That's fine. Here you go. Your own Dinopedia.
I kind of
Now,
want to leave the research to you.
no, this is so you can learn more about your dinosaur when you get it. Now, again, if you right-click on any dinosaur and turn the page, you'll be able to read some base information about them. It would also tell you what kind of food they like, who's in charge of them, and how happy they are. If a dinosaur is unhappy, he'll go on a rampage, destroying anything that's weaker than iron. And if you're unarmored, the big guy will one-shot you.
You're not alleviating my worries, Lucius.
Look, she's happy. Anyway.
Why is the three-horned one repeatedly ramming their head into the wall?
What they do.
That's got to be causing some kind of brain damage.
No, you see that frill over their head?
Mm-hmm.
That works as a shield. Has no feeling in it whatsoever. Anyway, let's go build that pond, shall we?
Well, I have infinite water, basically.
Alright, so we need to build I won't say too deep of a pond. This needs to be at least 3 blocks deep. One day I hope to make an aquarium full of the prehistoric fish. Oh, this is very uncomfortable. Thankfully, we don't need to breathe. Uh-oh. Zena? Zena? Um, see that too, right? I can't hear you if you're talking.
That's hail.
Lovely.
And a tornado. Also, the fish is just gonna stay down there?
Much.
We should take cover, right? Oh, fish! Hello, fish. Fish is gonna be okay, right?
Yeah, he should.
Hello. Ow! You bit me, you bitch! The fish fucking bit me, Lucius! Oh, piss. Don't bite me, you dickwad. Your
What are you
weird
complaining about?
dragonfish bit me. Oh, well, the tornado's gone. There's two of them. They aren't gonna eat each other, right?
No. We're lucky. They'll make eggs.
They're one of each kind, right?
I don't think with these it matters. I think they're able to decide which gender they want to be.
Hermaphrodites?
In a sense, yes.
Neat. Still not changing my mind that these aren't dragonfish, but okay.
Oh.
There is a centaur inside Petra's cage.
They're friendly as long as you don't provoke them.
How do we know that Petra won't provoke them? That's a lot of
Petra's
fish.
smart enough.
Why are you in there?
Feeding Petra.
No, not you. I'm talking to the centaur.
Oh, I mean, the centaur. I'm not gonna ask questions. Probably got drunk and somehow ended up in there.
Fair enough. Actually, no, that's racial profiling. Anyways. Now I don't trust the sky. Or your weird dragonfish. Petra's okay, though.
Alright. Alright, now we can go to the village.
I have a feeling that was a little bit too quick. Right, you were saying?
I was like, do you want to go there quickly with our magic? You already beat me to it.
I was already working on it. I'm far too lazy to walk all the way there again.
Oh, don't worry. As long you have the map to where it is, so do you ever want to see Petra again and see how the dragonfish are doing?
The dragonfish fucking bit me, Lucius.
Oh, I should mention they do have sharp teeth.
I figured that out the hard way.
Well, why'd you go poking them?
I didn't poke it. I just fell in the pond.
It's your fault for entering its territory.
How was I supposed to know it would bite me and I didn't fall in the pond on purpose?
Prehistoric creatures
You said
from a
they
time
still
when
exist,
world
and
was
then they're the.
dangerous.
You said they still. You know what? Fine. Fine. It's on me. No, it's
I
not,
mean,
because you're the one who brought them back.
well, listen. Think of it this way: they are prehistoric. They are literally a living fossil. They have not changed for millions of years from that form.
Because they're very good at biting my fucking ankles.
Yes.
Light's alive. Hello, Triad.
But you know what creature is also considered a living fossil that has barely changed over millions of years?
Hydras?
Crocodiles.
Oh.
Now, the only difference between prehistoric crocodiles and modern day crocodiles is their size. They used to be a lot bigger.
I'm assuming a lot angrier.
I don't know about angrier. Maybe about the same temperament. No, you're in luck. I happen to have the DNA of a prehistoric crocodile.
Please do not bring that back. For the love of the light, modern crocodiles are bad enough.
Don't worry, I intend to have a very strong enclosure by then.
Lucius, you're playing Divinity, and I am...
Well, I mean, I might as well. I have the helmet and the sword.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Alright.
Close
So
the door
do what
behind you.
Do what you need to do, and we'll start the process.
One moment.
Take your time. Actually, I'm gonna go into the pin and get things started.
That should be the Hedge Alchemy chapter done. Fuck! It isn't. It isn't done. It isn't done! Oh, you motherfucker. Fine. Fine. Wow. Okay. 5 water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clay. Okay. String. 5 beast. 1 craft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Permutation. Do I have? I don't. Fuck. Fuck it.
Oh.
Hmm?
I was going to see what you were up. But everything is pretty much prepared.
So what do I need to do?
All right. So the first thing we need to do, go into the pit.
Bombast by Ajyra.
Now we're gonna come out here because this is where the most plant life is.
You're gonna close up the hole in the wall, right?
I can do that now. I don't have
And the hole in the ground? No, that's
I
a...
don't have any stone on me.
Huh.
So we'll just patch it up with dirt. Last layer. Honestly, that's all we need. Alright,
Mm-hmm.
so, first things first. This right here, these are prehistoric ferns. They can only grow under leaves.
Hmm.
However, these are very dangerous to put in a forest out of character because if you put them in a forest, they could grow rapidly and spread rapidly and then lag the server.
Fair enough.
Right. So that's why I put them under only a couple trees at a time.
Hmm.
But these are things you can feed to the dinosaurs, the plant eaters.
Hmm.
Pretty much automated food if you think about it. Now here you go. I want you to go out here and place the egg and then wait 100 seconds. But stay next to it. Out of character, make sure you're within 6 blocks.
Don't touch the egg, you motherfucker.
How's it going? Oh,
Come on. Oh, you're a hungry one. Oh my god, he's so tiny.
and
Hi.
it's a female. And it's tamed to you.
Oh, she is very loud.
Congratulations, you are now the mother of a dinosaur.
Now I gotta figure out what to name her.
Trusty Dinopedia. Alright, so according to this, it's a herbivore, obviously.
I can tell she's eating plants.
Their temperament is territorial, so they don't like other people in their, Ah, here you go, also.
Hmm?
here you go. Use this stick, and you can command her to stay put, follow you, or wander around by right-clicking.
I know.
Alright, let's see. Also, other.
I think I decided on a name.
Oh, what?
Rikas.
There you go. Ankylosaurus, also known as the fused lizard, and that's where that all tanks could take some notes from. At about 8 meters long and over 1 meter tall, the Ankylosaurus puts every part of its hefty body to work in protecting itself. Its armor consists of massive knobs and bony plates embedded in the skin called osteoderms. These osteoderms were light and sturdy, and they were highly resistant to penetrative objects like the teeth of predators. When it felt threatened, it employed its powerful tail club against other dinosaurs, oscillating its tail in a 100-degree motion. The placement of the club at the end of the tail adds to its inertia, causing massive damage to opponents. So yeah, that tail, it swings at 100 degrees motion, and that tail adds to its inertia, meaning it hits pretty damn hard.
She's so small.
Oh, she'll get bigger. Remember Brocky?
Yeah?
He was about as small as that.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, she was about that size when she was a baby. Now, the Ankylosaurus won't get as big as that, but about maybe the size of maybe the Megalocetus.
Of meese?
Yep, of Nice. Probably about longer than Nice, but height-wise, maybe about up to Nice, maybe a little taller.
Where is she? Hey.
Remember to use the stick to
I
have it
know.
follow you.
I'm just trying to find her. There you are.
Oh, by the plague doctor?
I meant to mention that a villager managed to get in here earlier, but kind of forgot about that. I was a little preoccupied with this little one. Hi.
Bone. They give emeralds for bones. Need emeralds, right?
That we do.
Go see if we got any bones.
We might.
I'll let you play with your Anklo.
pants look like mine. Kinda. If I squint. Oh, it's a very...
For sure I'm boned. They want 23, but we only got 17.
Oh. She's so small.
Yep. I'm sure if I ran back to New Emelon, I'd be able to. It's a lot more bones, but actually, follow me. Not you, the plague doctor.
You're smiling like an idiot, Zena. I know, but she's just so cute. Is this what you were like before the dead realm? Oh.
Alright, so, you're gonna have to take care of it. Make sure you feed it every so often. Do not let its happiness get below. Actually, I might have something to help its happiness.
You've never had a pet before, have you? Later.
Alright,
There
there
you
you go. A scratching post.
Can she even reach that?
She'll be fine.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Meow. Meow. No? Okay. Oh. Go on. Hey. Here. Come on. Here. Hey, over here. There you go. Did you get stuck in the flowers? You got stuck in the flowers. Don't worry, you'll figure it out eventually. She hit the scratching post. Oh. Ow.
Hey,
Hmm?
said ow.
Up. Yeah, I had a character and my back hurts.
Ah.
She's hitting the scratching post with her tail. Does that mean she's angry, or is that how
Play.
she plays? I'm
That is
afraid.
how she plays.
I am afraid whenever she gets a little bit bigger, I'm hope that she doesn't destroy my ankles.
Oh, if she's bigger and angry, she'll do more than destroy your ankles.
Oh, light. Hi.
However, I'm trying to make something that I think she will really like. That I need a total of 21 string.
Can you keep an eye on her for a second? I need to go get some blood.
Go for it.
Oh, I feel like an abandoned. So, what do you have to say for yourself? I have no idea what you're talking about. Of course you do. The small dragon? You've never had a pet before, have you? No. Right. That explains a lot. I swear to light, do not ruin this for me. What do you... Shut the fuck up. You know exactly what I mean. Do not ruin this for me. I already lost Lockhart and Vikorok. And Longshot. I already lost them. Not losing Rika too. Oh, little dragon, I don't know what you're so excited about. It's less excitement and more of just... You know how dangerous this world is. It's a fucking dragon, Zena. It can handle itself. Not how small it is. Did you see how small that is? It is eclipsed by a flower. It got stuck in the leaves of a bush. It is small. It needs help. Do you remember the codex? Yes, I know. Do not a sage, one sphere, whatever. Does that really count for dragons? Would I be making such a big deal of it if it didn't? Let's alive here, Ajyra. Please, just this one instance. Wait, can I please have something nice just for this one time? I will not guarantee the safety of your little pet. But I won't take strides to kill it. Thank you. Lucius said it ate plants, right? Oh, for the... Come on, it... It's tiny! Get back to being a mother hen. You already grabbed your blood. Is that really what you see me doing? Yes. And frankly, it's disgusting. Seems like you've just never had a friend before. You're calling that tiny thing your friend. Well, yeah. But you really are pathetic. Hey. Have you gotten bigger? Did she get bigger while I was away? I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Alright. Well, if you check out the Dinopedia, you'll see that she's now 1 year old.
Years? It's been a singular day!
You see, because of the process of how to revive them, it actually speeds up their aging. So maybe about at least 3 days or so, they'll be fully grown.
How long do they live?
The Ankylosaurus itself, I do not know. But if we use, say, Meese as an example, Meese is So we use Mies as kind of an example. Mies is over 135.
Oh, so they live a while.
Quite a while. But I'm actually trying to make something for Rika. To that, I need a lot of strength.
If you see any fledglings get anywhere close to her, I give you authority to fucking slit their throats.
Good enough.
They will not touch you.
Alright, Zena.
Hmm?
I've created you a gift that I'm sure Rika would enjoy.
Whenever she wakes up. Is that a ball?
The ball.
Huh.
So do be careful. If she hits it with its tail, it could go fly.
I think I'll stay by her side for my day's sleep.
Something we could probably do is add get some more stone or cobblestone, turn this area into a room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any cobblestone on me or anything like that, so I'll leave all that up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Since at the moment you're the only one who officially lives in this village alone, but they don't even know you live here.
Oh, everyone thinks you live here.
Yes, but I've also officially moved closer to them. At the very least, as an outpost.
Hmm.
Hmm. One more thing.
Hmm?
2 sticks, 3 and 3 pieces of string will make a whip. You need that whip to ride on the dinosaurs. Old
Hmm.
enough, when she's big enough, use the whip to get on her back. It's kind of like a lead to help them know that you're getting on and you're moving them around.
Okay. Hmm. Right. I'm gonna finish up writing my notes for the day, and then I'm probably gonna do my day's sleep here.
I'm gonna get on a Meese and head back to New Imelon.
And Velasque. And good luck with Terminus.
Don't worry, I have the meeting out the palm of my hands.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next episode, whenever that happens to be. I streamed for about 4 hours today. I need to take my meds and go to fuck to sleep. But yeah, there will be art of Zena and Rika. And I'll might post that on my Twitter, might just keep it in Discord. I don't really know. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys next episode, whenever that happens to be. Yeah. See y'all. Where's the button?